I've seen so many changes at every level in Hockey Alberta from my time on the board, from staffing through to the board, because of course when I started it was a 23-person board with very few females. It was very much an operational board. Our actions to govern our interaction with the CEO and his staff. We've developed shared leadership. We've derived a method by which we can properly perpetuate the organization to ensure good governance and better governance going forward by creating a nominations committee that vets candidates in a uniform manner.
When I first started about 12 years ago, Fran, we're part of a 23-member board. She was on the executive committee. When we moved to a policy governance board, she was the only female for 8 or 9 years, and I would say a trailblazer. When she spoke, you needed to pay attention because her comments were valuable. So she's done every role that you could think of. Once again, commitment to hockey. You don't give 16 years of your life to the Hockey Alberta board without being committed to the game, committed to the player.
She always offered, very, very strong opinions. She always, in my experience with Fran in boardrooms, she wasn't always the first to talk, or she certainly wasn't the longest to talk, but her points always were very impactful. The fact that I always had the sense that she cared about her fellow board members, and she always gave me the impression that she cared about Rob Latwinski as a person, and that always means a lot to all of us. And whatever the issue of the day or the month of the year was, you knew that when you had those conversations that even if you weren't always on the same side of the discussion, knowing that you have that relationship is there. So I really think of that when I think of Fran, and when I give her a hug goodbye, that's just a big thank you, because she's been a real pleasure to work with.
Fran's that one person who quite quiet during a board meeting, but she'll have that one sobering thought that just really makes you think about what we're discussing, and she's not necessarily aligned with what we're saying, but it makes you really think and talk. I think she's compassionate, caring, and she really cares about grassroots hockey in Alberta, and often forced us as a board to really think about everybody that's involved and make sure we're doing the right thing.
Our foundation uses the words, every kid, every community. I live those words. I think every child deserves the best we can provide for each and every one of them, no matter their skill level, no matter their age, or any other criteria you could use to try and differentiate each child. And it's a daunting prospect to be so much for so many children. But if you don't give them a great experience, lots of fun, fabulous coaches and role models, an outlet for their energy, an opportunity to be part of a community, part of a team, to learn about shared responsibilities, commitment. What are we doing for these next generations? And it's a role that I don't think I'm qualified for, I just have a passion for.
Grace. She approaches every situation with such grace and poise. She's very much a people person, and she always says she's here for the kids. So I think that's a good message for all of us to remember. She's helped me, and I've learned a lot from her as an individual and professionally as well. So Fran, thank you very much for that. And just thank you for being you.
She's always cheerful, talkative. She was always willing to talk with the staff, and just that friendly face. Her time served, like being on a board that long, on a male-dominated board in sport, just her sticking through it and being there all the time. That was a familiar face on the board all the time. That Fran was always on that board, and we always were able to just see her smiling face.
Our life members, our reinvigorated approach to life membership, and the selection of candidates for that most exalted award that Hockey Alberta can bestow is our recognition that we're only where we're at because of the work that's been done before us. And you need that legacy and people that know those people or what they've done and how they did it and why they did it to be able to grow the game into the 21st century and beyond. And I'm glad to have been a very small part of that.
I think most importantly, just Fran, thank you. Thank you for your time in the game. Thank you for what you've done starting at your local community. Thank you for what you've done for Hockey Alberta. Thank you for what you've done at the national level. From the bottom of my heart and on behalf of Hockey Alberta, thank you so much for everything you've done.
Why are you here? Just take a step back and a deep breath, and yes, it's all about the kids. Let's keep it all. Woo!